Hi, I'm Amber Hurdle with Amber Hurdle Consulting, where we unite science and branding to maximize your human capital potential. In this video, I am going to share the ways you can really shine in tough times, like where we are right now, and really set yourself up for the rest of your career, quite frankly. I will address some ideas for emerging leaders and also give some considerations for senior leaders. So buckle up as we tackle each day as a new day and a new challenge because it has gotten real, y'all. So many of you are aware of my Velvet Machete brand strategy, where we make sure that strong personal brands are leading strong employer brands and ultimately impact the business brand and the consumer experience. So we brand from the inside out, which is why I want to talk to you today about your personal brand. Now, before I get started, let me say that it is totally okay to have a bad day right now. It's okay to feel like things just suck, to have a weak moment, to grieve. Those are all very normal human things. I am not Pollyanna. That said, I also want to encourage you to not let those moments pile up. I don't want you to let those take over because there's still a long game to play. So let me just ask you to join me for a quick timeout, and let's put the chaos aside for just a second and talk about how much you are being watched right now. Yeah, I know. You are in the fire, and on top of it, you're being watched. How fair is that? Now, if you're an emerging leader, realize how you handle yourself in the worst times is sharing much about how you are able to think strategically. It shows how you can move and lead through uncertainty and through change. That's a really big thing, and of course, change is king right now. That's just the way of the world, and ultimately how you communicate and influence in the three areas where we talked about in the last video, 4 essential steps to lead through crisis and change. So we'll put that link in the description so you can check that out if you haven't already. Now, let's be clear, your opportunities for advancement in the future will be impacted by how you act today. So whether that's in your own organization or if somebody leaves and they have an amazing opportunity, this how you behave now will impact whether they think of you to bring you along on that amazing opportunity. It truly will impact your entire career. Now, I'm going to say this with love, millennials, definite love, okay? Step up, step up. If you've been invited and you have a seat at the table, I want you to pull all the way up, okay? I know that you have ideas. I know that your gut is asking you to share something. So I want you to find the confidence and I want you to find the end result that you want to convince people of. I want you to think about what is it that I want them to believe? What action do I want them to take? And even before you get that far, I want you to think about every single objection that you might have to overcome, because people are going to poke holes at your ideas, not because they're bad ideas, but because that's their job too. So stop being an order taker and be a strategic thinker. Now's the time. Your leaders have all kinds of stuff on their shoulders. Think about, what can I take off your plate? How can I help solve problems? Now, senior leaders, for you, I want you to swear off being millennial haters, okay? They're not the millennials. They're agile, creative thinkers. They're in it for the collective, which is super important right now. And they're freaking tech savvy. You need that, okay? You also need their forward-thinking energy, their super telecommuting skills that they just comes naturally to them that might not come naturally to you. You need that more than ever before. And importantly, you need to understand that there is a 16-year gap between the youngest boomer and the oldest millennial. Okay. So with about 10,000 boomers retiring every single day, yes, silver tsunami is happening. Okay. And not enough Gen Xers to backfill those positions. Guess what? There's a huge leadership gap and it's not their fault. So it's your job to develop these millennials like yesterday. They're going to be baptized by fire in circumstances like that. So I want you to be open to new ways of thinking. I want you to seek first to understand. I want you to mentor, and I want you to empower those emerging leaders to step up. That's your job as a leader. And I know you've got a lot on your plate right now, but they just can't learn it through osmosis. Again, they have not been on the planet long enough. And you, my friend, are being watched too. Yes, you are. We're going to get past the impact of COVID-19. It will pass. And I implore you to keep that long game in mind. Even if you're dealing with layoffs and furloughs and really tough stuff, it's still incumbent upon you to manage and communicate through those in the most compassionate way possible. It'll forever be a part of your personal brand. This will forever be a part of your personal brand. So if you're planning on hiring back and you want to get your best and brightest back, how you manage the chaos is going to be forever remembered. So I want you to think about this as an opportunity. I want you to think about the future. I want you to think about that long game. How am I showing up every single day? Am I being visible? Am I being a mentor? Am I slowing down to show the why? And I'm not making this up. Like, this isn't just Amber's opinion. In fact, according to a Deloitte survey on reputation risk, 87% of respondents, of executives, your peers, say that the risk of your personal brand is as important as any other strategic issue. The risk of reputation management is as important as any other strategic issue. 87% of your peers say that. So remember, my friends, whether you're an emerging leader or a senior leader or somewhere in between, you're being watched. And that's why you have to get that velvet machete out every single day so you can be confident and compassionate through challenging times like we're in right now. You need to be direct and to the point, but you always need to wrap that message in a way that is appealing to your intended audience. And that's different. That could be different for every person in every room. So you need to get to know the other side. Now, we will, speaking of other side, get to the other side of this unprecedented time. And it will matter so much if you remain grounded and focused on the long game and continuously train for that endurance leadership, if you will. This is not just a quick thing. This is something for forever. So I know it feels kind of crazy, but I just invite you, you can just grab yourself a big old mug of suck it up and deal with it, because that's what leaders do. So if you're in it for the long game, if you agree with anything that I say, then let me know in the comments. Just type I'm in. I would love to see that so I know that this landed with you and it resonated. Make sure you like this video. Be sure you subscribe to my channel because I would love for you to always know when I have a new video coming out. And of course, let us know what you need. Email us at info@amberhurdle.com. Visit us at amberhurdle.com. You could even text the word science and branding, all one word, science and branding, all one word, to get my free ebook on combining science and branding to maximize that human capital potential. And I would encourage you, if you do, text that word to 44222. Probably be helpful for me to share where to text it. Text the word science and branding to 44222. We'll get that straight to you in your inbox. And I think it would be important for you to skip directly to the point where we talk about engaging and inspiring and getting that discretionary effort out of every single one of your teammates, and how exactly and precisely you can do that. This is definitely the time for everybody to be pulling a little bit more than their average load. I'm sure we can all agree on that. So thank you so much for joining me today. All of the links that I've talked about will be in the description of this video, and I just encourage you to hang in there. I am constantly praying for my community, for the business leaders that I love so much, for our country and our leaders, and I hope you'll do the same. Until next time.